Okay, hey everyone, there are big changes happening to our Yieldmax anchors. Okay, I have huge news to share with y'all, and I'm very excited to share this news with y'all today because not only is the market up big, that's part of my excitement, and I'm feeling a lot better. These changes to our Yieldmax anchors, we have about 3 anchors that I'm going to discuss, are all huge, and they're going to really help us with our performance and our portfolio. Yieldmax helps me earn over $650,000 per year in dividends, as you can see below, and our performance and value shows that we're beating the NASDAQ. We usually beat all of the indexes, but we're in a choppy market right now. We're in a down market. We're down 6% for the year, 6.5. The S&P is down 4, and the NASDAQ's down 8.5. So even with all this margin leverage that we use, $365,000 in margin leverage, we're still beating the NASDAQ, living financially free out of our brokerage accounts as a result. If you need help doing the same, email me for my e-guides at akintodd48@gmail.com. So yeah, 3 anchors that we use. We use a lot of anchors. Okay, I'm going to go through some of those anchors today, and we'll do another full video on all the anchors that I use for Yieldmax. But there are 3 anchors that we use to get better performance out of Yieldmax because Yieldmax decays, quote unquote, it goes sideways to down. So we need these anchors to stabilize the portfolio, to not only give us that lower volatility in a down market, but to give us those days gains that we so desperately need to offset the Yieldmax erosion. So you can see here we're up 33,000 or 2.39%. That's liable to change all day. We're live right now. So let's see where we're up right now. We're still up 33,000, 2.38%. But if you look above, that's blowing away all the indexes. The Dow's up 1.4, the Nasdaq's up 1.89, the S&P's up 1.4. When you factor back in our margin, we're up more than 2.38%. So this is how we end up beating all of the indexes going forward. It's with our approach using Yieldmax and the anchors that accompany it. So again, we're down 6.5% right now, but after today's gains, which are about, I would say we're up about 2.5 to almost 3%, then we'll be down only 3.5% tomorrow, and the S&P is down 4 right now, and as you can see above, it's up 1.44. So we'll be almost tied up with the S&P tomorrow. And in an up market, I always have to say that we're going to be blowing away all the indexes because whatever the indexes do, we do times 0.5 because of this margin leverage. I've negotiated my rates down twice, so I'm not worried about my margin interest. Okay, I always get questions about that. Many of my clients who bought my e-guides did the same thing. When you buy my e-guides, you get my phone number, so I'll walk you through negotiating your rates down. We also have plenty of members who have left testimonials on my comment section and on my new website, which is pretty much finished. It is finished. I'm waiting till I announce the website and my new e-guide, my volume 7 e-guide, the triple C's. It's a total e-guide that not only gives you the blueprint for how to make the money that I make in the market, but it also has an update of all the funds that we use these days: Defiance, Yieldmax, Roundhill, Rec Shares, you name it. It's a total comprehensive e-guide that has unlimited gems in it, in my opinion. And again, it's probably the most effective e-guide that I have now for making money, okay, for printing money essentially like we're doing here. I'm also not worried about my margin leverage because my dividends of over $650,000 pay back my margin leverage in less than 1 year. So my leverage goes away. Where is the risk? The risk is just in the indexes themselves. Okay, so we also had a dividend raise, it looks like. I don't know what that was from. I've been getting texts from members. I think Joe just sent me a text saying that Misty raises dividend. I don't know. I don't ever pay attention to the raises and the cuts. I just know that these dividends with Yieldmax and Defiance and Roundhill, et cetera, YieldBoost, they move up and down based on the implied volatility of those vehicles. So people are like, oh, the dividends are falling or they're rising or this isn't sustainable. Of course they're sustainable. They're based on the implied volatility of these underlying vehicles in these ETFs, not the ETF's ability to pay out that huge dividend. Yeah, if there was 100% dividend for Misty and they had to pay that out in cash or earnings, that would be a little bit unsustainable. But because it's tied to the underlying volatility, the IV, just go Google IV if you don't know what that means. Well, then these dividends are obviously sustainable. So the first anchor that I want to discuss with you guys and gals is Defiance. Now, we don't have all the information on Defiance yet because I need to do my interview with Defiance, but Defiance, they sell puts. So QQY Defiance, it's one of my big anchors because it has low maintenance, okay? 30% maintenance. Maintenance is the key to everything that I do at this channel. It's how you live financially free out of your brokerage account when you're using margin. Even if you're not using margin, you still need to have low maintenance names so that you can withdraw out of your account and pay your bills freely. Don't you want to live out of your brokerage account and actually swipe your E-Trade card like I do to go wherever you want in this world and withdraw whenever you want, buy whatever you want, and then have your dividends pay that back? Well, in order to do that, you need to have low maintenance on your funds, and QQY is 30% maintenance. If you need help understanding maintenance, that's in my Volume 3 e-guide. So QQY, 30% maintenance. When you sell the options on it, it's 20% maintenance. And the only update I have for y'all with Defiance is the ones that you already know already. Again, we're going to wait till that interview is complete. I have to do the interview, okay? I have some information on it, but I need to complete all the little gaps of my logic with Defiance. Okay, I need to fill in those holes with that interview, and we'll be doing that with the Defiance CEO very soon. I know that we're still delaying on that, but that's because the market's just been absolutely crazy. I was also deathly ill a week or two ago. All right, and I'm like 95% now. I'm feeling much better. So 20% maintenance on our naked options and 30% maintenance on our longs. And again, the news with this anchor that we're using with Defiance is that they're going to be switching from puts to calls, which my Discord chat room alerted me of a long time ago, and I just can't thank my members in Discord enough for bringing that to my attention. I had another member bring something to my attention that pertains to our third anchor, which we'll discuss in this video. It's the most important anchor. It's coming up. It's going to be the last fund that we mentioned today. It's what gives us our capital gains, our big gains. But Defiance, it gives us more so stabilization from volatile down days in the market. And it gives us really large dividends, of course, with the low maintenance. So remember, when you buy my e-guide, you get free access to Discord for life, okay? You get my phone number for life, and you get Discord for life. So keep that in mind. It's the best chat room in the world. We have over 2,000 members now in this Discord chat room pursuing the fire lifestyle. If you ever have questions I can't answer, they will most likely be able to answer for you. If they can't, just call your broker. We also have a brokerage specifics channel here, a retirement channel, everything you can think of, a Yieldmax channel, Defiance, 401ks, travel tips, life hacks. It's the best Discord chat room on earth, once again. So that's the first fund that I wanted to share those changes with you on. It's Defiance, and it's selling. It's going to go from selling puts to selling calls. That wasn't really the big news that I have for y'all. I just wanted to share with y'all why I use Defiance as my anchor, really, which is because again it has low maintenance, and that's the key to living the fire lifestyle, which means financially independent, retire early. The second fund that I have news for you on, which is another anchor to our Yieldmax positions, because we love Yieldmax. Yieldmax has really huge dividends. It's how we get that outsized income of over $650,000 per year in dividends, as you can see right here in my highlighted section right here. But we need to offset the erosion, quote unquote, which is a myth. You just factor back in dividends with Yieldmax and there is no erosion. You just have to look at the underlyings, but we still want to get best of both worlds. We want dividends and we want days gains, okay? It's not about erosion. It's just about getting days gains, getting the max performance possible, all right? Let's just do a refresh really quickly because, again, we are live. 33,000, now we're up 32.8, all right? Just to show you, this stuff in real time. So the next anchor that we use with Yieldmax is Cornerstone. I anchor my entire portfolio to Cornerstone. I usually put much more money in Cornerstone, but right now it's undergoing its rights offering process. So when the rights offering is finished, we'll have a substantial amount more of money in Cornerstone. Cornerstone's how I got my account from 15,000 to $1 million after Corona. All right, I fell all the way back down to 15,000 during Corona, and Cornerstone, thanks to its low maintenance as well, it has low maintenance. It has a 20% dividend, and it has the drip at NAV if you don't know about Cornerstone, okay? The drip at NAV, it gives you 14% gains every month on top of the 20% gains. And we were getting 30 to 40 to 50% gains in Cornerstone previously, okay? In 2021, we were getting 40 to 50% gains. Lately, we were getting 20 to 30% gains, high 30s with Cornerstone every month, my members and I, in addition to the 20% dividend. Cornerstone is the index, so you can anchor Yieldmax with Cornerstone, and it's a 4-star fund, as you can see on Morningstar. And for all those who thinks that Cornerstone erodes as you look at its chart, well, look at its true chart on Morningstar. It moves upward, left to right. All right, so Cornerstone, it's, this is a big development right now because the RO is almost finished. And you know that we sold out of Cornerstone at the highs right here because we got the alert at Discord. When you buy my e-guide, you get free access to Discord, as I told you, for life. And we also alert you of the Cornerstone rights offering announcement here in Discord. Okay, we got the N2 filing and we got the rights offering announcement for Cornerstone. So that's how we were able to sell out at the highs. A lot of my members were texting me who follow Discord, and some members don't get a chance to look at Discord because they're more old-fashioned like me. So now my SMS texts give you all the information that you need. I've been sending out SMS texts, quite frequently lately. And so we got the alert here in Discord, and we sold here at the highs. Okay, we sold right here, and that's how we outperformed the NASDAQ during this downturn with over 300,000 of margin. We had almost 500,000 to 600,000 of margin before the downturn, if you remember. So the way that we actually beat the NASDAQ, and we'll be beating all the indexes soon, was because we played Cornerstone properly around the premium thresholds. If you need help playing Cornerstone, that's in my volume 4 e-guide. So Cornerstone, it's almost finished with its RO. It's a big development. And a lot of members are asking me, what do I do with Cornerstone right now? Well, I always say just go to my private, members only videos. You can see all my thoughts there. But as you can see by today's action, we're at 1.86%, which, as you can see above, is beating all of the indexes. So Cornerstone gives you days gains, dividends, and the drip at NAV, which is, gives you 15 to 30% gains, whatever the NAV's at that month, for extra gains every month. So it's the best vehicle I know of in the world to compound your wealth, and it's how I anchor the Yieldmax volatility, okay? And Cornerstone doesn't ever cut its dividend for the year, okay? So it keeps its dividend for the year, and then it changes the dividend the next year depending on whatever the market does. So a lot of people text me, let's say, why did Cornerstone cut its dividend every year since 2008? It's not true. They raised their dividends this year. They raised them in 2021. They just go by whatever the NAV is for the S&P 500 because it is basically the index. So this is a very important development. You see it moving up today because the RO is almost finished. And this is huge. This is how we're getting these days gains today of, let's refresh, we're up 32. We're still up 32.5 now. So 2.33 is really all that matters. Okay, we're up 2.33, beating all the indexes above. That's thanks to Cornerstone, okay? I have about 20% of my account in Cornerstone right now, and I'm going to get that up a little bit more once this RO is completely finished. And once the market shows complete signs of stabilization, okay? I would love to build that position up on dips. But again, make sure you play that properly around the premium thresholds in an up or down markets, and that's in my volume 4 e-guide. All right, the third fund, okay, that I have for y'all today, this is the big news that I wanted to share with y'all. The third fund that I have for y'all is Fang A, okay? Now, this is a triple leveraged ETN that gives us our Yieldmax days gains, okay? Because Yieldmax doesn't really move up that well. So Fang A, it moves up much more than that, but I had to switch to Fang B, okay? Fang B is up 4% today. Fang A is up fractionally and up 0.74. So Fang B is very important because it's the new microsectors ETN that we're going to have going forward. It's going to change its name to Fangu, I believe. It's going to go back to Fangu. If you've been holding Fang A this whole time, we had a 60% gain in Fang A. I alerted all of my SMS members yesterday. Again, thanks to Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph, you see his comments in here all the time. Wreck-It Ralph reminded me of this redemption coming for Fang and microsectors. All right, I would do a video on microsectors by themselves, but that's not what I do here. I don't just do videos for the sake of views, okay, and to cover any old thing. I do videos to give you a total comprehensive strategy on how to live financially free out of your brokerage account. Fang B, if you don't already know, it's 100% maintenance, okay, as you can see here below. All right, and again, if you're just joining this live late and you need help understanding maintenance, that's in my volume 3 e-guide. we're switching from Fang A, which had 100% maintenance, Fang A, 100% maintenance right here. And we're switching to Fang B because they're doing the redemption for Fang A on the 15th, I believe, May 15th, or May 14th, May 15th. Go double check yourself. But that means that they're going to basically liquidate Fang A for you, and you're going to receive cash for your shares. I didn't want them to liquidate my shares in the event of a big up day in the market. I don't want them to give me cash. The market's up big for whatever reason, and then I couldn't get. I got FOMO and I missed out on the rally, missing out on my day's gains, which we need to offset Yieldmax decay, as I keep saying, and we just need best of both worlds: dividends plus days gains. These dividends of over 650,000 plus these days gains of over 30,000. Fang A is a huge part of this, and so we're switching from Fang A to Fang B, or at least I am. I think many of my members who got my SMS text yesterday, hopefully they did the same. I had a 60% gain in Fang A, and I didn't want to have to take that tax hit. But what were we going to do? I mean, we had no choice. You just have to make hard decisions when you're living financially free out of a brokerage account. I don't have a boss to tell me what to do. I don't want to go work for a boss. So I don't have any help, except my amazing community that I have with this YouTube channel. Okay, basically our Discord chat room right here. Again, it's the most amazing financial community that you can find in this world. Okay, they're all so savvy. They're very affluent. And some of them are much more successful than me. Okay, many, rich business owners and, a lot of professional traders, hedge fund managers, you name it, they're all in here. Okay, so you can benefit from all of these members, and especially if you go to the How to Fire Lifestyle section here or the Life Hack section. I can't see in the dark in the light here. There's a glare, but I read the Life Hack section all the time. For credit card tips, just you name it. Okay, this is a wealth of information. One more thing, we have one more anchor that I forgot to mention. My anchors of sold puts. Look at these being up today. They're up, BidX up 1,800, 900 for BidX, Soxel 500. These giving my day's gains as well. All right, you sell puts to anchor Yieldmax, okay? Because these sold puts, they're less volatile than Yieldmax. They fall less on down days. They're the safest way to play stocks. They lowered my margin by $50,000. They lowered my risk. They lowered my cost basis. I'm controlling these stocks and funds at much lower prices than what everyone else is controlling them at in the current market price. I get these premiums, these exorbitant premiums that lower my cost basis. If you need help selling put options like I do, that's in my Volume 6 e-guide. So, obviously, these are all of our anchors that I've mentioned, okay? You can go back and see the video. These aren't all of my anchors, but these are the 3 main anchors that I use. And we cannot forget our sold put section, because that is a huge anchor in my portfolio. It anchors not only Yieldmax, but it anchors everything else, okay? It lowers our volatility. I mean, that's so important when you're running margin leverage, okay? All right, so anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Those are the 3 updates to my Yieldmax positions, okay? My 3 anchors, okay? These are the major updates that I have for y'all with Defiance, with Cornerstone and the RO, and then with Fang A, okay? Now, I have some time. I can check out the members here. Hey, JP, welcome to the Fire Portfolio SMS service. Okay, thanks for upgrading. Aaron, don't forget to hit the like button, everyone. Yes, hit the like button, please. Once again, if you need help doing what I'm doing, email me for my e-guides at akintodd48@gmail.com. When you buy my e-guides, you get free access to this Discord community, and you get my phone number for life, so please keep that in mind. Also, like the video if you can, all right? I would really appreciate y'all if y'all just like and subscribe. I don't get enough of that with my members. I think most of them are old-fashioned like me. I admit I don't like a lot of videos either. I just watch. And remember, I have Volume 7 coming out on the triple C's, the total way to get not only days gains, but dividends in any market, up or down. So stay tuned for that. I'll let you know when that's completely finished. We're just going through the proofing stages right now. All right. I love you all so much. I'm so glad to be back with y'all and be healthy. And I'll see you on the next video, everyone. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.